Well, hello, problematic darlings. Welcome to part 2 of my descent into mental illness. And I hope you enjoyed the first part. How many other people do you know can make a sexy opening, but then do a whole video about mental illness? Just me, just me, just me. So someone's calling me, so I'll be right back. If you are new to this channel, please click that like and subscribe button. I am Hillary Mansfield, and I'm filterless right now. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Don't do that. You don't have one of these. Or one of these. I'm just playing. I'm in a good mood. Oh my God, I need a filter. This is why I like filters. So if you're new, this is Hillary Uninhibited. This is a talk show, an internet talk show. This is not a T channel. This is a talk show, and I am your hostess, the Empress, the Countess, right here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about manic depressive, because in that McDonald's video that I posted a few days ago, I'm very manic. And I'm not on, like I was saying yesterday, I'm not on any narcotics. I'm not visiting Crystal. I'm not visiting Addie. That's just me and my manic depression. And there's some signs that you can look for people who have been going through this. And I thought, personally, why not talk to someone who has known me for several years and how my personality has somewhat changed in my depressive modes. And you thought we'd never last. Ha ha. So this is time. This is my time. This is David. And this is my fiance, and he has known me since 2018. And I just wanted you to comment a little bit on, well, first of all, they haven't seen you in a while, to comment a little bit about, since 2018, the noticeable, because I feel it, so I know there's been some noticeable signs to 2018 to 2020 and to earlier this year. What, in your opinion, what has like changed in some ways?
One of the key things that's changed is the capability to process disagreeable events. If the person that you're dealing with or the person that you're thinking of loses the capability that they normally had to process events that do not agree with them, it seems like something that everybody does every day. Processing the TV remote doesn't work. Processing anything that's disagreeable. My boss is getting on my nerves, or the heel on my shoe broke. Anything like that is disagreeable. When that capacity starts to diminish, you're not looking at physical signs of stress or anything like that. It's an entirely mental game.
I noticed that my paranoia about our relationship increased. Now, we have always had our issues. Even as best friends, we had an issue with you being on time and stuff. That has always been an issue with us. But I just recall things that normally really shouldn't make a big difference being like a life emergency or something. It was very, very strange and uncomfortable for me. How did it make you feel? If it was uncomfortable for me, it must have been uncomfortable for you.
Oh, you're definitely tight at the neck when it came to stuff like being on time and things of that nature. And again, it's about the person you know. When you know somebody and they're acting out of character, the first thing you're inclined to do is to let it slide. You're inclined to be like, hey, I'm gonna let this go. Because you know the person and you don't necessarily want to offend them if it's just the thing that day. You definitely got real out of character with the being on time thing. And if anybody knows me, and you know this, I am not going to be on time.
You could be pulling up to the house. I'm getting ready to walk in, and you don't walk in. Something happens. That's him, and when you've already got these things, these weird paranoia things in your head,
It feeds
It,
it.
it does, and one thing I recall is I took it personally, but one thing, another thing I noticed is I don't think like coming on YouTube and expressing myself and telling personal information. I don't think a lot of people do that. Maybe some narcissists do. I put myself out there, but I know you really had issue with some of the stuff that I've put out there about. On one hand, it's cathartic for me, but on the other hand, when you have a loved one who isn't comfortable with you doing that, you need to take that in consideration. And I have to say, no one from my family, if I had any family, none of them would ever want me to do that. And that's something I think I do in my mental state. And I blame it. Oh, it's cathartic. It's a way to release. It's for the fans. No, it's me being manic. I really think so.
Mm. Well, behavior.
Being high strung is definitely a system of. Well, if it isn't the problematic darlings who I live to love more each day, thanks the powers that be that I have you, because really, it seems at times I have no one else. I just wanted to do a video. This has been the worst week of my life, and it was my birthday week. So in addition to the horror, yes, the horror of turning the age that I turned, I have dealt with so much this week, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I truly wouldn't. Just touching myself up for you. I'm trying to be the pretty glamour queen that so many of y'all seem to like. But it's important that you understand. And I'm back, and I'm watching the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. And can I just say, me and my fiance were laughing. We're like, oh my God, that's us. Those are things that we do. I'm so happy. Um, and it really is. A relationship like that is called toxic, and it's not normal. And me and my baby don't, certainly not every day. We've had some heated arguments, similar apparently to what they did. So I showed you footage of my manic disorder at McDonald's, and I find it very disturbing, very somewhat scary. Those pictures with my eyes where I look lost. So those were mostly on the day before my ninth suicide attempt. And now I'm going to get into how I got to that level. So I've had a few suicide attempts in my life. This one occurred because I was feeling hopeless and helpless, and I was reaching out to people and no one would help me, and it just seemed weird. But this is not on account of any of my loved ones. This didn't happen because of them. This happened because of something inside me. It's a suicide attempt is a horrible, helpless feeling, and I really can't put it into words, but I was serious. I took a whole bottle of pills, and I passed out in the lobby of the Red Roof Inn. I was sending weird messages out to people, and my fiance actually had his citizen alert and called 911 on me. And I ended up in the hospital for a week and a half, and I was transferred to. So after the hospital, I was transferred to a psychiatric ward. I can't say the name. One of the things they did was confiscate our cell phones. Well, I have two cell phones, and I let them confiscate one, but I hid the other one. So the whole time I was there, I was on my cell phone. I had to be. That's how I was sending y'all little updating my YouTube from time to time. Yes, I know I'm not supposed to. Well, I did. I live to love you more each day, and I'm sorry I can't go that long without speaking to my husband. Um, They put me in a room in the basement, and the thing is that it ruined my work shoes because I was wearing my work shoes on the day that all this happened. So all I really had was my work shoes with me, and it ruined them. I wait tables part time, and it ruined them. And it was always wet in the room that I was in, and I just felt like they were really trying to seclude me. That's not to say that I wasn't somewhat happy at that particular psychiatric unit. It was almost like jail. I bonded for the first time in my life. I bonded with some of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life, and I just love them so much, and I'm so grateful to them and thankful to them for everything. For first of all, the the other tenants, the other residents treated me like a lady, and I was the one everybody was coming to for advice, and I'm like, but it was wonderful being with them and learning from them. So if there's a bright light to this, it's that I made some friends. It seems like the hopeless feeling that you get when you're in manic mode or depressed. What I would suggest to any of you who experience that, reach out to call me if you ever experience that type of loneliness. Not call, but DM me, hillarymansfield75@gmail.com. The great thing about life is knowing we can get through this as long as we're together. I take lithium to control my mood, and I have to stay on it this time, no matter what. Thank you for listening to my story. I love all of you, and I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Now go out and get you some.